Lando plays it safe and handles two issues at once after Brazil. So in Sin City, Max and Piastri need Lady Luck if they want to keep their championship dream alive. Welcome then to the third to last round of the Formula One World Championship, the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, we're entering the final 3 races of the season, which will close the 2025 campaign and an era. And the final stretch begins with the treacherous and ultra-fast Las Vegas circuit, a street race on the Strip in Sin City. It could determine the World Championship or make it closer if luck intervenes. After Brazil, Norris is close to winning the title. At this point in the season, his rivals need some luck to tip the balance back. But if there's one thing that characterizes Las Vegas, it's being unpredictable and a challenging track, so it's one of those places where absolutely anything can happen. For some, it's all or nothing time, but what better place than Las Vegas to risk it all in search of championship glory? Let's begin the preview of the 2025 Las Vegas Grand Prix of Formula One. The season is ending soon, but 3 acts remain that will close an era in Formula One, and a new story that will be added to the books of the top motorsport circuit, where the champion of the 2025 season is still being sought. And even though for many this battle is already decided, if this year has shown us anything, it's that everything can change from one moment to the next. Especially considering the street circuit hosting this weekend's race, which can be lucky. Surprises where the walls will punish those who are overconfident and won't forgive even the slightest mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, let's begin this preview. Getting to know the venue that will bring round number 22 of the Formula One World Championship to life. Nevada, United States. Its circuit is the Las Vegas Strip Circuit, a street track located in the heart of the city, created in 2023, 6.2 kilometers long, 50 lap 17, turns 2 drag reduction system activation zones, and 2 potential zones for overtaking maneuvers. Characterized by being a cold, dangerous, and extremely fast circuit. Speed becomes noticeable starting in the first sector. The first one has 5 turns, being a combination of straights with corners that require some heavy braking. The first corners are an unusual combination of heavy braking and an apex that gradually opens up and leads into the following corners. Turns 3 and 4 together make a fast right-hander, where it's very important to exit with as much speed as possible. Because you then face the Cobalt Lane straight, which is notable for being the first drag reduction system activation zone offered by this circuit. It extends from the exit of turn 4 to the braking zone for turn 5, and the distance is similar to the second drag reduction system zone. Not even close, the speeds here are the same, but good positioning helps you overtake rivals. Next, drivers brake hard for turn 5, a tight right-hander with a close wall that punishes imprecise braking. But what? With this, the first sector of this circuit ends, which starts off fast and aggressive. The second sector is the most technical part of the American track, and even so, speed is still present. It has 7 turns starting in the corner section of the Megasphere chicane. These are the slowest, tightest turns on this track. All of this happens under the watchful gaze of this Christmas ornament of biblical proportions, which will see the cars being punished in traction and through slow corners. After this, drivers encounter another high-speed section before turn 12, crossing Sands Avenue until they face another rather dangerous corner that leads onto the Las Vegas Strip, the tight left-hand turn at number 12. The main issue with this corner is the need for hard braking and the minimal space between the curb and wall. So if you go too high on the curb or brake too late, you'll end up hitting the wall, literally brushing against it as you go in. It's really important to have stable braking and a clean exit so you can get the highest possible speed on the straight. A bad entry here, then a poor exit can ruin your approach to the strip and your entire lap. It's an extremely complex section, but it leads into the fastest, most ridiculously quick part of this circuit. And the third sector is all about insane speed. It has 5 corners, where 2 are taken flat out and 2 are very slow. It starts right on the Las Vegas Strip, from this point all the way to the braking zone at turn 14. It's nearly 2 kilometers of straight, pushing cars to their speed limits like few other circuits on the calendar. And on this same insane straight, 870 meters before turn 14, the drag reduction system is activated for the second time. At this point, the speed is for a tight turn, the left turn 13, the tight left turn 13. The tight left turn at number 13. The tight turn to number 13, the tight left turn, the left turn number 13, tight left turn, the tight left turn of 13, the tight left turn of number 13, the tight left of number 13, the tight left turn of the, with the pedal down through this area until the lap ends, finishing the run down the strip. In the same way it starts, very fast and with completely insane speeds. This circuit is a beast with ridiculous speeds, combining low-grip asphalt with walls very close to the track. They're ready to punish any mistake the drivers make, making Las Vegas an extremely complex track that combines speed with risk, and just like in any casino in this city, that risk can mean glory or absolute ruin. And in summary, in the first sector, the most important element is speed and the car's grip through the corners. In the second, brakes and precision in the slow corners. And in the third, pure and simple speed in the single-seater. Calculating the probability of a safety car is tough, since only 2 editions of this Grand Prix have occurred, and just the 2023 event had a safety car. However, if we take into account the track layout, the speed, and the walls being so close, it's clear that the risk of a neutralization is extremely high. There's up to a 70% chance that the safety car will appear during the race. On this circuit, traction is rarely an issue, because the track doesn't often challenge cars in that aspect. But the brakes are put under much more strain during the lap. Many slow corners follow long straights here, making brakes especially important on this track. Cars are typically equipped with low downforce setups to fly down the multiple long straights that this track has in order to try to get the highest speed and really fly down those long straights. And since it's such a fast circuit, its straights, and especially its 2 drag reduction system zones, are key and ideal for overtaking maneuvers. In the first zone on Cobalt Lane, to overtake, you need to exit turn 4 with more speed than your rival, and thanks to drag reduction system, try to make the move. If you try it on the outside, be sure to finish the move before the corner, because the angle makes it nearly impossible to complete outside. And what if it's on the inside? You can do it before the end of the straight or brake later into the corner to take the position if you surprise a rival. In fact, many times this is the way you can gain positions. At this particular point, the second and best overtaking zone is the strip straight, combined with braking into turn 14. To make overtakes, it's necessary to slipstream your rival along this entire 1.9 kilometer straight. You can finish the maneuver before the braking zone or surprise your rival by outbraking them into turn 14. I know it sounds repetitive, but it's really the best way to do it on this track. The length of the straights makes it very suitable to make maneuvers this way. Is there really no better way to explain overtaking here? Use slipstream, drag reduction system, and surprise in the braking zone. Where in particular, and thanks to all of this and obviously the length of the straight, this specific area becomes the best place to overtake on this track. Therefore, and because of all this, the difficulty of overtaking on this circuit, on a scale from 1 to 5, is a 2.5. It's not that it's extremely easy either, but compared to other circuits, it's much easier to take positions. In Las Vegas, in the Las Vegas pit lane, you travel at 80 km/h, making transit fast. Its entry and exit are right next to the main straight and turn number 1, so you don't need to make a sudden turn to enter or exit. And a pit stop, including a tire change, can be completed in about 20 seconds. And tire wear on this circuit is low. The track isn't abrasive, and you don't suffer from lateral loads, although the stress the tires are subjected to is still quite high. Overall, the tires usually don't degrade much, and it's possible, and very likely, that the teams will only need 1 pit stop to finish the race. And the tires available for this Grand Prix will be the C3, C4, and C5, which represent the soft range from the Italian manufacturer. Sin City is known for being a place where luck is always at play, and its track is no exception. The combination of streets and a fast circuit is one where, at any moment, we can have a chaotic situation that completely changes the race. That's why Las Vegas can give the contenders a chance to revive their battles or, on the other hand, bury their dreams and hopes. Norris delivered 2 flawless performances, giving him a significant lead over Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri, with 3 Grand Prix left to finish the season. But McLaren still faces a circuit that has never suited them. Given the difficulty of this track, it could further strengthen Norris's title candidacy. Or, on a bad night, give Piastri and Max Verstappen the chance to come back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to analyze the situation. 1x1 of teams and drivers for this new round of the Formula 1 World Championship. Thanks to Lando Norris's outstanding performance in both Mexico and Brazil, he now leads Oscar Piastri by 24 points and Max Verstappen by 49 points. With 3 races remaining, that's a comfortable lead to manage going into the season's end. He's only gotten stronger while Piastri keeps falling back each race, especially in Brazil. An accident in the sprint and a penalty for a collision have caused the points gap to go from just 1 to the 24 that exists today. And all of this has also been worsened by his particular difficulties when it comes to dealing with low-grip circuits, which have been his biggest headache so far this season, having to give up and modify his driving style. So, if Piastri doesn't want this World Championship to be 90% lost for him, he needs to leave Las Vegas beating Norris and reducing the points gap. Because if it goes over 25 this weekend, with only 2 races left, it will be very hard for him to turn the championship around. Las Vegas is another low-grip circuit, and McLaren isn't expected to be as strong there. Since it's a circuit where degradation isn't that high, it's low downforce and the temperatures are cold. So I wouldn't say it's impossible for them to take the win, but it definitely won't be as easy as in the previous Grand Prix. And both Red Bull and Mercedes are expected to be much stronger at this circuit. McLaren is now facing the circuit that suits them least among the 3 tracks remaining this season. However, Norris is keeping an eye on things, and while he doesn't have the chance to be champion this weekend, he does have the opportunity to end Max Verstappen's chances for the title. To do that, he must gain 9 points on him this weekend. With that, it's now mathematically impossible for the Dutchman to take the crown from him. If Norris wins and Verstappen finishes 3rd or lower, the Dutch driver is out of the championship. So McLaren is facing a tough weekend. But knowing that if nothing unusual happens, the outcome of the Drivers' Championship, strangely enough, falls into the hands of the Orange team's drivers. Mercedes, after several poor races, finally had a strong weekend with a solid performance from young talent Andrakini Antonelli. And besides, let him grow. Ferrari's poor result let them take 2nd in the constructors' standings with a 36-point gap, at least up until now. But this weekend they face what is possibly the best circuit for them on the entire calendar. Well, Las Vegas combines the things that Mercedes likes the most. That is, winding asphalt, low downforce, and extremely cold temperatures. Last year, they were much stronger than all their rivals at this circuit. On paper, with the W16's performance, this Grand Prix looks like another strong opportunity for a great result. If things are done correctly starting Thursday, the truth is that Mercedes has a good opportunity to have a very strong weekend, and maybe their last big chance to win a race without depending on luck or external factors. Red Bull's Max Verstappen now needs a miracle to win the World Championship, because the gap grew again in the last races, and now the difference between him and Lando Norris is 49 points. So Max needs a lot of luck and for Norris to have bad luck to get back into the fight for the World Championship. As mentioned earlier, if Lando Norris scores 9 more points, Max's championship hopes end. But it depends on them if they still want to fight for the title. We know these circuits are where low downforce cars excel, similar to Monza and Baku, where the RB21 is very strong. And they have the fresh engine they changed in Brazil, so Max will have that advantage that his rivals won't have. As I said, he might have the chance to win, and you could even say they're the favorites, but in the fight for the title, if nothing strange happens with Lando Norris, it will be very difficult for him to make up those 49 points he's behind after the events in Brazil. Ferrari is in trouble again, falling to 4th in the constructors' standings after a disastrous Brazilian Grand Prix. And yes, we know that Ferrari's season has been extremely disappointing. But to drop to 4th and finish the year behind a team that has practically only scored points with 1 car? It would deliver a final blow to the Italian team's morale, which is already struggling internally, with the recent statements from their president, John Elkann. Ferrari is at a crucial point in the season and hopes to perform well in Las Vegas to regain second place. Since they're on such a bumpy track that will require the car to be at a higher ride height than what usually benefits them, it might be difficult for them to find a setup where the car has optimal pace. Given the team's situation, they can't finish behind Red Bull Racing or face harsh criticism at the season's end. Williams was the only team in the last Brazilian Grand Prix that didn't score a single point. And somehow, despite that, their position in 5th place in the constructors' standings is still very solid, since there's a 29-point gap between them and 6th place. Of the 3 remaining circuits, Las Vegas is, on paper, the one that suits their car best, so Williams will be looking for what slipped away from them in Brazil. The result that would be practically checkmate to secure 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. And if they don't make any mistakes, Las Vegas could be the second, that circuit that secures them that position at the end of the season. Racing Bulls leads a close battle for 6th in the Constructors' Championship, with 4 teams chasing them. Lawson and Hajar had a strong double result in Brazil and are currently maintaining that position. It was a good return to the points after so many disastrous races for this team. The Racing Bulls are usually praised for their balance, but during a losing streak, even that doesn't help them. But on paper, the Las Vegas track should be another opportunity for points for this team, so we'll see if they're able to achieve it. Because if they come away with a good haul, with only 2 races left, it could mean putting all their rivals who are trying to take that spot in check. Aston Martin will sweat this weekend. It's not due to the temperatures, but because we know fast, low downforce tracks are the green car's main weakness. And this circuit, similar to Monza, is definitely going to hurt the British team. Luckily for them, it's a track that can be chaotic. And a bit of chaos could help the team, but if nothing happens, Aston Martin is going to suffer, and suffer badly. Ladies and gentlemen, bad news. Oliver Burman won't race in the Las Vegas Grand Prix because of a back injury. That's what happens when you carry Haas in recent races. Just kidding. If you missed it, that's a joke. Was Oliver Burman actually going to race? He has scored significantly more points than Esteban Ocon. It has helped Haas rejoin the battle for 6th in the Constructors' Championship. And at this point, they know they have the car to score points again in their 3rd home Grand Prix. Haas hopes to secure a strong haul this weekend. That helps them try to capture that 6th place, knowing they have the tools to do it. Besides the morale boost, which is very important at this point in the season. Sauber approaches its final races before becoming Audi. Although they still have a mathematical chance at 6th place, as we've often said, they have the least competitive car in this group. They'll need to rely on their strength in qualifying and hope luck brings them a great result. But right now, there are 20 points separating Sauber from the Racing Bulls team, so it looks difficult for this to happen. A tough race is expected for this team to score points in Las Vegas. But as the Green team has shown, it's not impossible for them to score and capitalize on opportunities that arise during the race. Believe it or not, Alpine scored points in the last race in a way no one in Enstone understands. How was it that at least Pierre Gasly had the pace to score twice that weekend at the Interlagos circuit? Seriously? When the driver and the team have been asked, they haven't been able to answer how they were competitive this weekend. They got the points, but if that was a miracle, what about what happened in Brazil? For them to get points at the fast Las Vegas circuit, which is this team's biggest weakness, we're already talking about something even worse. It's amazing they can score in this Grand Prix. I doubt what happened in Sao Paulo will happen here under normal conditions. But if there's a chaotic situation, it could be the opportunity for this team to leave a race weekend with points again. As for the weather, this weekend we may have lost the last big chance to have a race where rain makes an appearance. Well, for this Thursday, Friday and Saturday, the threat of rain is nowhere to be seen. On Thursday, there is currently a 20% chance of rain when the cars are on the track, but for the rest of the days, the probability is just 1%. Very cold temperatures between 10 and 12 degrees are expected, but no rain is forecast, at least at the time we're recording this video. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a cold night to face the third to last round of the Formula One World Championship. To finish this preview, here are some historical facts about this Grand Prix and circuit. Las Vegas has a brief history in Formula One. It's only been on the Grand Circus's official calendar for 4 years, but has appeared in 2 circuits. The race was held in Caesar's Palace parking lot in 1981 and 1982, and since 2023 on the Las Vegas Strip Street circuit. Interestingly, it has hosted a world champion crowning 3 times in its history. In 1981, I saw Nelson Piquet win his first championship, and a year later, the crowning of Keke Rosberg, who claimed his first and only driver's title in his career. And in 2024, more recently, he saw Max Verstappen win his 4th consecutive world title. Interestingly, no driver or brand has ever won this Grand Prix more than once. So, in fact, there isn't a top winner, either among teams or drivers. Alan Jones, Williams, won in 1981, Michele Alboreto, Tyrrell, won in 1982. In 2023, Max Verstappen from Red Bull won, and in 2024, it was George Russell from Mercedes. Naturally, this circuit has a lap record, and last year, Lando Norris set the fastest lap in the race, recording a time of 1:34.876. which, at least for now, is the race lap record. This is basically the last detail about this Grand Prix, and I realize I haven't shared many facts this time. But you'll understand that since this is a Grand Prix with little history, there's really not much to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our preview of the 2025 Las Vegas Grand Prix. Here's my question. Do you think Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri can reignite their rivalry? Will Lando Norris practically seal the World Championship after this Grand Prix? And, of course, let me know who you think will be the top 3 drivers on the podium at the end of this Sunday's Las Vegas Grand Prix. Let me know all your opinions in the comments section. That's all from me. I'll say goodbye by telling you that if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so you know when I'm uploading a new video, and share this with your friends. Also, I invite you to follow us on our Instagram and Twitter accounts, the links to which will be in the description of this video. And I'll see you this Sunday for the recap at the end of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Thank you for tuning in. See you later.